The crimson dawn of Zarian 7 painted the rocky landscape in shades of amber and rust. Dr. Marcus. Vale adjusted his field scanner, the device humming softly as it detected unusual energy signatures 3 kilometers from his research station. 6 months he had been alone on this desolate planet, cataloging mineral deposits and studying the sparse ecosystem. The solitude suited him after the bitter divorce that ended his marriage and nearly destroyed his career. The wreckage appeared, first as a glint of twisted metal against the red stone cliffs. As Marcus approached, his breath caught. This was no human craft. The hull bore intricate spiral patterns that seemed to shift in the morning light, and the metal itself pulsed with a faint blue luminescence. Steam rose from the impact crater, carrying an oddly sweet scent that reminded him of ocean spray. Inside the crumpled cockpit, he found her. The alien woman was unconscious, her pale blue skin marked with darker patterns that traced elegant lines across her arms and shoulders. Her breathing was shallow, and strange cuts marred her otherwise flawless form. She wore form-fitting garments that seemed to be made from the same luminescent material as her ship. Long silver hair fell across her face like liquid moonlight. Marcus checked for vital signs with his medical scanner. Her pulse was rapid but steady, though her body temperature was dangerously low. He lifted her carefully, surprised by how light she felt despite being nearly as tall as himself. Her skin was cool to the touch, but incredibly smooth, almost like touching calm water. Back at his station, Marcus placed her on his medical bay table. As he began treating her wounds with synthetic skin, she stirred. Her eyes opened slowly, revealing irises that swirled with colors he had never seen before, deep purple, mixed with flecks of gold that seemed to move like living galaxies. She spoke in a voice like distant thunder, words in a language his universal translator struggled to process. But then she switched to accented but clear English. "Human," she whispered, her gaze finding his face. "You saved me from the void. You're safe now," Marcus replied, continuing to work on a particularly deep gash along her shoulder. "What's your name? What happened to your ship?" "I am Neithav." "The Aquaron system," she said, wincing as he applied the healing gel. "My vessel was damaged during escape from slavers. I crashed here seeking sanctuary." Her hand moved to touch his wrist as he worked, and Marcus felt a strange tingling sensation where her fingers made contact. The blue patterns on her skin began to glow more brightly, pulsing in rhythm with her heartbeat. "Your touch," she murmured, her voice growing stronger. "It carries no malice, no desire to possess or control." Her eyes met his again. "Among my people, this is rare to find in any being." Marcus found himself drawn into those swirling depths. "Your people. ... What are they like?" A sad smile crossed her features. "We are children of water and light. Our bonds are formed through sacred cleansing, sharing the essence of our luminescence. With chosen mates." She paused, studying his face intently. "But such connections require complete trust, something I thought lost forever." The healing waters thee. Next morning brought violent storms to Zarian 7. Lightning split the purple sky while rain hammered against the station's reinforced walls. Marcus watched from the observation deck as Nith stood at the large window, her luminescent patterns flickering in response to each thunder crash. She had insisted on helping him tend to his hydroponic gardens, and her presence had somehow made the plants grow more vibrant than ever before. "The water here tastes of minerals and ancient stone," she said, holding a glass up to catch the strange light. "On my world, each raindrop carries memories of every creature it has touched." Marcus joined her at the window. "Is that how your bonding works? Through water memory?" Nith turned to face him, her patterns now glowing soft pink. "When two of my kind choose each other, we enter sacred pools together. The water conducts our bioluminescence, allowing our life forces to intertwine." Her voice grew wistful. "Connection that forms can last lifetimes." "It sounds beautiful," Marcus said honestly. "It is," she whispered. "But it requires vulnerability that terrifies most beings. To bond is to share every emotion, every fear, every dream." Her fingers traced patterns on the glass. "The slavers who captured me desired only my appearance. not my spirit. They kept me in darkness away from water until my light nearly faded forever. Marcus felt anger rise in his chest at the thought of anyone treating her so cruelly. Without thinking, he reached out to touch her shoulder. The moment their skin made contact, her patterns blazed brighter, and he felt a warm sensation flowed through his entire body. Nith gasped, stepping closer to him. "How is this possible?" "Your touch awakens my luminescence as if we were already bonded." Their faces were inches apart now. Marcus could see tiny stars of light dancing beneath her translucent skin. "Maybe some connections don't require ceremony," he said softly. She raised her hand to cup his cheek, and her palm glowed against his skin. "In my culture, this would mean you are my chosen one. But you are human. I do not know if such bonding is even possible." "There's only one way to find out," Marcus replied, his heart racing. Nith's expression grew serious. "The ritual requires complete immersion in purified water under starlight. If attempted with an incompatible being, it could prove fatal to both participants." "And if we're compatible?" he asked. Her luminescence pulsed brighter, and for the first time since he'd found her, she smiled genuinely. "Then we would be bound for eternity, sharing strength, emotions, even thoughts, when in close proximity." Marcus looked into her swirling eyes and saw his own longing reflected there. "Neth, I've been alone for so long. There's a chance we could truly connect." She pressed her forehead against his, her light washing over both of them. "Then we must prepare properly. The bonding cannot be rushed or forced. Tonight, when the storms pass and stars emerge, we will know if fate intends us to be one." The storms cleared at sunset, leaving the air crisp and filled with the scent of ozone. Marcus had spent the afternoon preparing a natural pool he'd discovered in a cave system behind his station. The water was spring-fed and crystal clear, reflecting the emerging stars like scattered diamonds. Nith had remained in meditation, her luminescence cycling through different colors as she prepared mentally for the ritual. "The pool is ready," Marcus announced, finding her seated cross-legged in his quarters, glowing with soft blue radiance. She opened her eyes and smiled, "As am I. But Marcus, you must understand what this means. If the bonding succeeds, you will carry part of my essence always. You will feel my emotions as your own, and I yours. There can be no secrets between us." "I want that," he said without hesitation. "I want to know you completely." They walked to the cave together, the bioluminescent moss along the walls responding to Nith's presence by glowing brighter. The pool stretched 10 feet across, fed by a gentle waterfall that created soft music as it fell. Above them, Zarian 7's twin moons cast silver light through an opening in the cave ceiling. Nith began to undress, her garments dissolving into light as they touched the ground. Her alien beauty was breathtaking, her luminescent patterns creating intricate mandalas across her skin. Marcus removed his clothes as well, feeling suddenly self-conscious about his ordinary human form. "You are beautiful in your own way," Nith said, reading his thoughts. Strength and gentleness combined in harmony. She stepped into the pool first, the water immediately beginning to glow around her. Marcus followed, gasping as warmth flowed through him the moment he entered. Nith moved to the center of the pool and extended her hands to him. "Join with me," she whispered. Marcus took her hands, and instantly her luminescence spread to him. Light raced along his arms and across his chest, not burning but filling him with indescribable warmth. Their bodies drew together until they were pressed skin to skin, her patterns now covering both of them. "Open your mind," Nith breathed against his ear. "Let me inside." The connection hit them simultaneously. Marcus felt her memories flooding through him, her childhood in crystal cities beneath alien seas. The terror of capture, the loneliness of believing she would never find her mate. In return, she experienced his life, his passion for discovery, the pain of betrayal, his desperate longing for true companionship. Their lips met in a kiss that sent shockwaves of light through the water. Marcus had never felt anything like it. Not just physical pleasure, but emotional completion. He could sense her wonder at finding him, her joy at their compatibility, her desire growing to match his own. "It's working," she gasped against his mouth. "We're truly bonding." Their bodies intertwined as naturally as breathing. moving together in the glowing water while starlight blessed their union. Every touch, every caress was amplified by their shared consciousness. Marcus felt her pleasure as his own, while she experienced his overwhelming love for her alien beauty as their passion reached its crescendo. Their combined luminescence blazed so brightly that it illuminated the entire cave. Marcus felt something fundamental shift inside him, as if a missing piece of his soul had finally locked into place. "Forever," Nith whispered as they held each other in the afterglow, their light slowly dimming to a gentle pulse. "Forever," Marcus agreed. Knowing that no force in the universe could separate them now, the pursuit begins. 3 days of blissful isolation ended abruptly when Marcus's long-range sensors detected incoming ships. Through their bond, he felt Nith's immediate terror even before she spoke the words. "Slavers," she whispered, her patterns flickering red with fear. "They have found me." Marcus pulled up the tactical display, counting at least 5 vessels approaching. "Rapidly, how long do we have?" "Minutes only. They will scan for biosignatures," and her voice caught. "Marcus, they will take you too now. Our bond makes you valuable to them." He felt her anguish through their connection, but also her fierce protectiveness. "We're not giving up," he said firmly. "I know these mountains better than anyone." They gathered essential supplies quickly: water, food concentrates, medical supplies, and Marcus's portable scanner. Nith's crashed ship was beyond repair, but she managed to salvage a small energy weapon from its wreckage. The first slaver ship touched down just as they reached the narrow canyon behind the research station. Through their shared senses, Marcus experienced Nith's memories of these beings: tall, gray-skinned creatures with multiple eyes and a complete absence of empathy. "They keep bonded pairs alive as breeding stock," Nith explained as they climbed rocky paths toward higher ground. "Our connection makes us incredibly valuable to collectors." A beam of energy scorched the rocks inches from Marcus's head. Their pursuers had found their trail faster than expected. "This way," Marcus urged, leading her through a gap between boulders that opened into a hidden valley. His years of geological surveys had revealed numerous caves and passages, unknown to orbital scanners. But the slavers had advantages too: advanced sensors and flying scout drones that could track heat signatures. As they ran through the valley, Marcus felt Nith's exhaustion through their bond. Her alien physiology wasn't designed for this kind of exertion in Zarian 7's harsh environment. "Oh, you must leave me," she panted, stumbling against a rock outcropping. "They want me specifically. You can still escape." "Never," Marcus replied, catching her as she fell. Through their connection, he shared his strength with her. Her patterns brightened in response. A drone buzzed overhead, its sensors sweeping the area. Marcus pulled Nith into a shallow cave just as energy beams began raining down on their former position. The cave extended deeper than it appeared, becoming a network of tunnels that disappeared into darkness. "Can you sense water?" Marcus asked. "Running water would mask our heat signatures." Nith closed her eyes, her luminescence dimming to conserve energy. "Yes. There is an underground river 200 meters deeper. But Marcus, the tunnel is narrow. We may become trapped." "Better trapped than captured," he said grimly. They pressed deeper into the cave system. Guided by Nith's water sense and Marcus's geological knowledge, behind them they could hear the slavers' guttural voices echoing off stone walls. The alien. Hunters were following their trail relentlessly. The underground river was exactly where Nith had sensed it, a fast-flowing stream that had carved smooth channels through the rock over millennia. They waded into the icy water, letting it carry them downstream while masking their biosignatures from the slavers' scanners. "Where does this lead?" Nith asked through their bond, her lips blue with cold. Marcus consulted his mental map of the region. "If I'm right, it emerges in the crystal caverns 5 kilometers south. There are places there where we can hide indefinitely." Through the dark water they traveled, supporting each other against the current. Nith's luminescence provided their only light, a soft glow that didn't extend far enough to reveal potential dangers ahead. The eternal bond, the crystal caverns, emerged like a cathedral of light around them. Nith's bioluminescence reflected off thousands of natural prisms, creating a rainbow aurora that danced across the walls. They pulled themselves from the underground, river onto a ledge of smooth stone, exhausted but alive. "They won't find us here," Marcus said, checking his scanner for pursuit signals. The caverns extended for kilometers in all directions, with countless chambers and passages that would confuse even advanced sensors. But Nith wasn't listening. Her attention was fixed on the largest crystal formation, a massive geode that pulsed with its own inner light. "Marcus," she breathed, "this place ... it's sacred to my people." Through their bond he felt her awe and recognition. The crystals resonated with the same frequency as her luminescence, amplifying it until the entire cavern glowed like a star. "Ancient Acheron explorers must have been here," she continued, moving toward the great crystal. "This formation has been touched by my people's light, remembers us." As she placed her hands on the crystal surface, it blazed brighter, and Marcus felt a profound change beginning in their bond. The connection that had formed in the pool was strengthening, becoming something deeper than either of them had imagined. "Possible? What's happening?" he asked, joining her at the crystal. "Completion," Nith whispered. "Our bonding was interrupted by the slaver's arrival. But here, with the resonance of this sacred stone, we can finish what we began." The crystals. Energy flowed through both of them, and Marcus felt his human consciousness expanding. He could sense not just Nith's emotions now, but her memories stretching back through generations of her people. In return, she experienced the full depth of human passion and creativity. Their bodies came together again, but this time the joining transcended physical pleasure. They were merging on a level that neither of their species had thought possible. To completely different forms of life becoming one unified being while remaining individuals. Light exploded around them as their bond reached completion. Felt his human DNA somehow harmonizing with Nith's alien genetics, creating something entirely new. Through the crystal's amplification, their combined consciousness touched the edges of cosmic awareness. When the blazing subsided, they lay entwined. On the stone ledge, their bodies glowing with shared luminescence. Marcus looked at his hands in wonder. Faint patterns of light now moved beneath his skin. While Nith's alien features had subtly shifted to incorporate elements of human beauty, "We are the first," she said softly. "The first true union between our species." "And we won't be the last," Marcus replied, understanding flowing through their bond. "Others will follow our path." Above them, the sounds of slaver search parties grew distant and finally disappeared entirely. The alien hunters had given up, unable to penetrate the crystal cavern's natural defenses. "They're gone," Marcus observed. Nith smiled, her patterns cycling through colors he'd never seen before, new hues born from their unique connection. "It no longer matters. Wherever they might take us, we would still be together. Our bond exists beyond physical space now." Marcus pulled her closer, marveling at how perfectly they fit together. "So what happens now? Do we stay hidden here forever?" "No," Nith said, her voice filled with newfound purpose. "We return to civilization and show them what love can accomplish. Human and Acheron, united as one. We become the bridge between worlds." Through their eternal bond, Marcus felt her vision of the future. Space stations where their peoples work together. Cities beneath alien seas where human children played alongside Acheron youth. A galaxy united by understanding rather than divided by fear. Together, he agreed, sealing the promise with a kiss that made the crystals sing with harmonic resonance. As twin moons rose through the cavern opening above them, Marcus and Nith began planning their journey back to the stars, carrying within their bond the seeds of a new era for both their peoples. Their love had become something legendary, proof that the universe's greatest treasures were found not in conquest, but in the courage to trust completely in another being, no matter how alien they might seem.